I started this chapter, Rural Development in India. It is 11th standard economic. So, in rural development in India, how the rural will develop is it's a very common sense. You need to focus on how the rural will develop, like what we can, like which thing we need to focus. So, so the rural development will be developed. So the first is the agriculture sector we need to focus on. And in agriculture sector, if you why agriculture sector we need to focus on, because we are living in a country where the agriculture we can do, right? India is agriculture country, right? Dubai is a petroleum country, Saudi Arabia is a petroleum country, so that's why we need to focus on agriculture. So the rural population in India is classified into agriculture sector, which has been subdivided. So here they are saying that the rural population in India, okay, rural population in India is classified into agriculture sector, which has been subdivided as agriculture and allied activities. So if you see in rural population, it is divided into two. The one is for agriculture and other is for allied activities. Agriculture consists of small, margin and land farmers. So in agriculture, if you see, it is consist of small farmer, large farmer and marginal farmer, okay. And allied sector consists of the plantation, forestry, fishery, dairies and horticulture. So here it is saying that if we need to focus on the agriculture sector, in rural area, it is divided into two. The one is the agriculture sector where the farmers are working, and another one the allied activities, which is horticulture, plantation, fisheries, dairies, okay. So the second sector is nothing but your industrial sector. Industry sector is nothing but whenever we are focusing on the industries, it is related to the factory. So industrial sector should be developed in the rural. How? Industrial sector is defined as the economic activity concerned with the processing of raw material and manufacturing good in practice. Simply, industrial sector are those factor where basically it is concerned for the whichever raw materials are there, that raw materials are finishing in the factories, okay. And this sector has been classified into small scale, cottage and rural industries. So factory is nothing but, like, take example of mango. So in summer season mangoes are there, so in mangoes will be go in the factory, it will become a fruity, right? So industrial sector is also have a three. The one is the large scale, sorry, small scale industry, then cottage industries, then after that rural industries, okay. And this third one is the service sector. Service means what? Service means your teacher, lawyer, doctor, okay. That are the service. Service sector is termed as tertiary sector. Involves provision of service to business as well as financial consumer, such as accounting service, tradesmanship like mechanic, plumber service, computer service, restaurant, tourism, etc. The service sector has been further classified into traders into traders, like wholesaler and retailer, transport operator, professional and technical. So service sector is nothing but, it is first of all it is coming under the tertiary sector. You are directly connected with the consumer, and here you are giving to the service. So here they are saying that the computer service, the restaurant service, tourism, traders also, wholesaler, retailer, transport operators, professional and technicals, okay. So service industry is also we need to focus. So the three industries are there if we need to develop the rural. So agriculture, industrial sector and service sector we need to focus. Now the rural development in India, okay. Rural development in India has witnessed various plans and policies initiated by the government as well as the non-governmental levels, okay. So rural development in India, if I talk about, has witnesses the various plans in India, has many plans is after the independence and policies which are initiated by the government and NGO. Appropriate strategies for rural development will lead the proper and appropriate strategies for rural development will lead to economic growth and development of the country. So here they are talking about, in if we need to develop the rural. So strategies are very important, and India as witnesses, there are many plans and policies already implemented to in our country, specifically for rural development. And if the rural development plans and policies are appropriate according to the strategies, so India will be growth and development very easily. India will grow and develop very easily. Okay. And now the significance of rural development. Basically, we are trying to understand that what India had done for our villages. Rural area means villages. Okay. So significance of rural development in India. What are the significance of rural development in India? What are the importance of rural development in India? Okay, before that, can you tell me that what do you think are villages? If you see in our country, the villages are more than city, right? City are not more. If the city are more, so obviously we will become the richest country in the world because population is too much. So what are the importance of rural development in India? What do you think? Can anyone tell me, like, if you think like the rural area should be developed? Yes. Why? Tell me. If the rural area will develop, so definitely the people will not come to village for finding a job, right? People will not going to come to village to find a job or have a too much population. People will work where their village is. They will never going to become in city area. So here they are saying that significance of rural development in India. First point, they are talking about public health and sanitation. Rural development helps. Rural development is important for public health and sanitation. If rural area will develop, so automatically in the villages public health will be sanitized. So rural development helps to improve the sanitation and hygiene, providing safe drinking water and affordable health facilities in villages, and this would lead to the improvement in the quality of life of the rural people. So in short, they are saying that if rural development is important because in villages health facilities are not there, so that's why the health facilities should be provided, sanitization should be provided to the people so they will be healthy. Okay, so that's why the rural development is important. And the second one, literacy rate in rural area. Okay, what do you mean by literacy? Literacy means like the people should know what to do, how to read and write. So literacy is a powerful instrument of socio-economic change. So literacy is one of the powerful instrument to change the society and economic change. However, there is a considerable gap between the rural and urban literacy rate, and rural development helps to bridge this gap by making provision for educated facility or level. So obviously, rural development is important because uh, if we if we provide education to the society, okay, because if you see in rural and urban area, there is a huge gap between the literacy. Like nowadays also in 2024, if you go to the village, you will find that still the people are not educated over there. But in city area, even the auto rickshaw wala is educated, right? So if because of with the help of rural development, so this literacy gap uh, is filled. Okay, bridge the gap. Okay, empowerment of women. Empowerment of women. Okay, so what is empowerment of women? First of all, we need to understand empower means what. Empower, power you have, but I am encouraging you. Okay, empowerment of women. Obviously the rural development is important to uh, help the women to stand on themselves. Okay, Okay, rural development helps to reduce the gender disparity, which means already there in the villages. Like man should be work outside, the female should be work in the kitchen, and meet the diverse needs of rural women, as well as the encourage participation in community development program. Okay, so here they are saying that with the help of rural development, the women will be encouraged and they will be participated in the community development program. Community movement for the sake of society. So that's why the rural development is important. Okay, and the next one, which is the fourth one, enforcement of law and order. What is enforcement of law and order? Right, enforcement of law and order. Enforcement of law and order, if you see, uh, during lockdown, so very law and order enforce in our country, like you have to follow the rules of COVID-19. So the same way, if there is no, if the rural area will not going to be developed, okay, so what will happen? There is no law and order, the people will behave what they want to behave. So rural development helps to safeguard the rights of the societal social disadvantaged group through the proper enforcement of law and order. So when the rural will develop, so the law will automatically implemented, and what will, and it will let them, it will result at them to safeguard the rights of the people. Okay, fifth one is the land reforms. Land means what? Jamin. Reforming the reformation. Already something is formed, but we are reforming, changing it. Rural development ensures effective implementation of land reform. Okay, rural development is keeping focusing on the land, considering the can land, and sealing of a land holding, regulation of the land, protection of the tenancy right, etc. This leads to the reduction of the inequality. And why the land reformations are they are focusing? Because obviously the people who are living in village, they have some illegal lands. So that's why in rural development these land reforms are coming. Okay, and then infrastructure development. Next is what? Infrastructure development. Okay, infrastructure development. Infrastructure development. So infrastructure is what? Infrastructure means buildings and all, right? House development. So rural development leads to the further progress in basic facilities such as generation of electricity. Infrastructure, the how the village is going to be developed, like electricity should be there, water, road connectivity, irrigation, everything should be developed. Okay, so these things are important. Availability of credit. Availability of credit is nothing but the loans bank, right? So that should be available. So that's why the rural development is important. Also facilities growth of financial institutions such as the agriculture cooperative credit, regional rural banks. Okay, and this visits, and these are the vital for providing subsidies for credit facility to the farmer. Obviously if you are focusing on the rural development, so availability of cost or credit is very important. So the farmer should get their loans, so then they can move ahead. Eighth one is nothing but why it is important, the rural development, because there is a problem in poverty. So to reduce the poverty, okay, eradicate the poverty from the society, rural development leads to an increase in rural incomes and standard, and this helps to eradication of poverty. So when the rural development are happen, so this leads to the people will get the standard of living incomes. So obviously the people who are living who are surviving in a poverty, so they will reduce it and they will start earning money. Okay, now Now we need to focus on the agriculture credit. So in agriculture also there are various credits are there, and that we need to understand it. Okay. So in agriculture credit in India. Okay. So we will talk about the little bit uh, agriculture credit. Like if you see figure this, the people used to do cultivation by using the uh, pastoralism, but here they started using the tractor, right? So agriculture credit in India. Agriculture credit is an important prerequisite for agriculture growth. Okay, so if and it is a prerequisite for the agriculture growth, and your agriculture policies have been reviewed from time to time to provide adequate and timely finance to this sector. Rural credit systems assumes importance because for most of the Indian rural families, savings are adequate to finance farming and other economic activities. So here they are saying that agriculture credit, agriculture in agriculture sector credit should be provided to the farmer. So if the credit should be provided to the farmer, they will work. Okay, so rural credit system assumes importance because the rural credit systems important because for most of the Indian rural families who are living in the village families, the savings are inadequate to finance. Okay, so their savings are not adequate to finance farming and other economic activities. So that's why the rural credit, because the village people are first of all the village people are earning for just surviving, they don't have saving only. So that's why the rural credit becomes very important here. Okay, so classifications, let's classify this of agriculture credit. So on the basis of time and on the basis of purpose, why the credit, why the loan is giving, for which purpose the farmers required a loan, like for productive agriculture, unproductive, short on the time, but short term loans should be given to them, provided them, medium term, long term. Okay, now the types of agriculture. Agriculture can be classified on the basis of two: tenure and purpose. So in terms of tenure, it is a it is credit required on the basis of time period of loans. Short term credit, like we are basically talking about the rural development, and in rural development we are talking about the loans and all the loans. What are like which type of loans will be given to the farmer in India? Okay, farmer in India. Short term credit, which means the short term loans, it refers to the loans not exceeding 2 years. So this type of loans we are providing we are providing to the village people or farmer, not exceeding 2 years. So within 2 years they need to be repay back. It is required for meeting the short term requirements of cultivator. Examine loans required for the examples. If I talk about why the farmers required loan, it is they required from the fertilizing high yielding variety seeds for meeting expense or religious or social economic problem. So that's why this short term loan should be provided to them. Short term loans means those loans, if you are taking the loans from the bank, you have to pay within 2 years. Okay, you have to pay within 2 years. And if I talk about the medium term, okay, so medium term is what? Medium term loan is those loan which which if you have taken the loan, you have to pay back within 5 years, and these are the financial requirement to make improvement on land. Okay, so here for why they are taking the medium term loans, because they can repay like for their land, for them buying a cow, cattle, agriculture equipments, digging up the canals, like beyond 5 years, long term, buying a tractor, making permanent improvement of land, making house or wedding purpose. Okay, making house, clear? Okay, so till now we have understood about the we can classify the agricultural credit in two ways. The one is the tenure time, short term, medium term, long term. Short term is if the farmer is taking loan for with and he needs to pay 2 years, then after the medium term pay 5 years, beyond 5 years. Okay, and they have other reasons to take the loans. In short term loans they need to have a fertilizer and pesticide, then after that digging up tractor is the last one. Clear? And the second one is the purpose is the purpose. The agriculture credit on the basis of purpose for which the credit is used can be two types. So agriculture credit is given to the people who are living in rural area, is dependent on two types. The one is the productive and unproductive. So productive loans are the loans that are related to the agriculture production and economically justified. Okay, so productive loans which are given to the farmer, which are productive, which are benefited for them also and from country also, like giving a tractor, the loans, land, seed. Unproductive which are not. Unproductive credit is used for personal consumption, not for the welfare of the people, for personal consumption, like marriage, religious ceremonies. Okay, understood? So productive loans are those loans which are related to their business, related to their occupation base. Unproductive loans are those loans which are for personal satisfaction, which are for marriages, ceremonies, religious, any kind of thing. Okay. Okay, so these are the things which is very important, you should know about it. And the second one I want to tell you that is the source of agriculture credit in India. What are the sources of agriculture credit in India? Okay, what are the sources of agriculture credit in India? There are various sources are there, but we need to focus to right which sources is important, right? There are various sources are there, but we need to learn which sources are important. Okay, so here if I say there are various sources of agriculture credit in India. Till now I had explained you about the in rural. If just think about by yourself now, if the government wants to develop the village area, okay, so what kind of precaution they need to take? They need to focus on the agriculture side or industrial side or the service. So first of all agriculture is important. So in agriculture also we should give to the farmer give to the farmer the loans, and loans can be divided into the on the basis of time period, on the basis of purpose. If on the basis of time period, short term, medium term, long term, and on the basis of purpose, productive loans should be provided to the farmer and the unproductive loan should be provided to the farmer. And what are the sources of agriculture credit in India? Okay, what are the source of agriculture credit in India? Source means what? From where this agriculture, from where this rural people will get the loan, from where they will get the from HDFC Bank, from GPA, from where they will get. We are talking about those sources only. There are two sources. One is the non-institutional sources, and the second one is the institutional. Non-institutional, which is unrecognized; institutional, which is recognized. Okay, so let's start. So non-institutional sources is non-institutional sources finance forms an important source of rural credit in India. So this source is also important in India, constituting around 40% of the total credit in India. So if you see, 40% they are the non-institutes are there, which means that if all the village people in India taking the loans, so 40 rupees, so 40% are coming from the non-institution side. The interest charged by the non-institutional lenders is very high. So non-institutions, they are providing the loan, but they are taking more interest. It's very high. The land or the other assets are kept for collateral security, and the important source of non-institutional credit are as follow. Okay, so here they are saying that non-institutional are important because 40% they are providing loans to the farmer, and but their interest are very high. The interest are nearby the very high, and even for the security charges they are keeping your land, okay, and assets, okay, on their uh, like to themselves. The first is the money lender. Okay, what are the important? First is the money lender is nothing but the we can say like any kind of who is going to be money lender. There are people like who will provide you the money commission people. Money lender has been a widely prevalent profession in rural areas. So this is also a very famous profession in areas, and the money lender charges a huge rate of interest and mortgage the property of the cultivator. I want to again say that money lender are those people. If you see, most of the people are coming from money lender background in village. They are the highest caste in a religion. In your village they will be the highest caste, or either they will be the sarpanch, or either they will be the working in the politics. So they will provide you the loan. That are the non-institutional, right? The person is a businessman and they are providing you the loan, and they will take you the interest because they have lots of money, right? Clear? And it is very famous profession in village. And the other private source, like for example traders, even traders are giving the landlords, okay, commissions, agents, credit from like the loans which are given from relatives and friends. Clear? And now the institutional source. Institutional source. So non-institutional source, we have understood it is not recognized by the government. So here this is, so the general policy on agriculture credit has been one of progressive institutional aim at providing timely and adequate credit to farmers for increasing agriculture production and productivity. So the basic policy of giving loan to the agriculture sector is to progress the rural area according to the time to the farmers, so they can do a productive agriculture, providing better access to institutional credit for the small and marginal farmer. Other weaker section enable them to adopt modern technology and improve agriculture. So in short, if we provide a loan and if we give the farmer a smooth access, so they can eligible to take loan, so what will happen in the future? The impact will be they will develop the agriculture very fastly. They will think about for the future, right? Because they have money and they can purchase the technology, and they will implement the technology in the land, on the land, and they will cultivate it. Clear? And here the following are the some institutional sources, like what we like here we have seen the money lender and other private sector. Here also there are some sources. The one source is NABARD. NABARD is a bank which is specifically for agriculture side. It is the apex banking institution to provide finance specifically for agriculture and rural development. NABARD, the full National Bank of Agriculture and Rural Development, was established on 12th July 1982 with a paid up capital of 100 crores by 50-50 contribution government of Reserve Bank of India. NABARD is the apex institution in the rural credit structure for providing promotion for agriculture and small scale industries and handicraft. So here they are saying that NABARD is then one institution. It is a one bank which is specifically established in 12th July 1982, and this is the full form National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. It is specifically for to give the loan to the small scale industries, cottage industries, and handicrafts. Okay. and it started with the help of 100 crores. The paid up capital stood at the paid up capital is now is actually 10,580 crores as on 31st March 2018. So consequent to the revision in the composition of share capital between Government of India and RBI. So they had invested in agriculture, but now if you see, like double, like they had grown up, like so much money they had gained till now. Okay. Second one is the rural cooperative credit institution. So there are some cooperative credit institutions are there in rural area. It is divided into the short term and long term credit. Okay. So short term credit cooperatives, now it provides a short term rural loan. Credit means nothing but loan. Credit and are based on three tier structure as follows. Okay. So short term credit are based on three tier structure as follows. The first one is the primary agriculture credit society. Okay. So it is a one society, they will like this is the agriculture credit society. Then district, central cooperative banks, then state cooperative banks. So these are the three short term loan provided to the farmers. The one is the primary, second is the district level, and the state level. Like in India also, if you see, like in Mumbai Sarkari Bank, then after that the State Bank of India, then after that the district bank is also there. So the same in rural area, the short term credit cooperative banks are there. Then the long term, then primary, cooperative agriculture and rural development, then the state agriculture. Then the third one is the commercial bank. Commercial banks provides the loan, like ICC Bank also we can consider HDFC nowadays are there. Then regional rural bank, RRB. Regional rural banks are specialized bank under the RRB Act 1976 to cater the needs of the poor. Okay, so these are the bank. Then the fifth one is the microfinance institution. Okay, the banks offer concessional interest, so it is specifically for the NGOs. Okay, so in this chapter we had like basically learn about the if we need to develop the agriculture sector, sorry, the rural area to develop, so we need to focus on agriculture, industry and service, and we had basically talked about agriculture only. And if we need to provide them loan, so there are two types, on the basis of time and on the basis of purpose. And then the various institution we have seen, the some institutional sources, like from where the farmer will get the loan, from institutional sources they will get, and from the non institutional sources they will get. Okay, so there are some questions are there which we need to the rural credit system assume importance because why the rural loan is important, because it leads to the rural income. Okay, so it leads to reduction in the rural inequality. Okay, so it leads to overall development. So the C1 will be the best. Productive loans are economically justified because, okay, productive loans are those because A, it is for agriculture production. Small farmers are unable to access the rural credit provided by bank. Okay, small farmers are not able to access the rural credit provided by bank because due to presence of the money lenders are present. Okay, so like this you can do it, no need to worry about it. Okay, so these are the questions you need to do. Okay, thanks.